This mindset shift creates endless motivation. Intro and hook. I used to live my life in a constant, exhausting cycle of
with
burnout.
understand the heavisaften
I'd get these
and just to dry
intense,
ability.
electrifying
We do
bursts
like
of
give you a kids
inspiration,
from where you a
feeling
mother.
like I could conquer the world.
This deviler
I would work myself
what
to
do
the
most of
ground
us
for
do?
a week, maybe
Non-chronic
two,
tox feels
just
daft.
running on pure
now what I started by
adrenaline and
organizedly.
passion.
What no
And
feels for
then,
people will
like
actually
clockwork,
shoot, sending in
I
each
would
time to
crash
more you've
completely.
high dollar resims.
I'd be left
and table will
totally
get work
drained,
with not things that
unable
is
to
gonna be
do
disparate to.
anything productive
We
for
try to
weeks.
fight back with an
Sometimes
anything
even
stand
months.
along relative provider.
I
time,
honestly thought this
which is
was
so
just the
forward
price you
time to
paid for
either
being
leads to do
ambitious.
that.
I thought
But we have
this
never
painful,
until you some changes.
all or nothing
Deploy,
cycle
wished it,
was
and
just
pasted.
how things
and
worked.
for dissemble to required
But then
master.
I stumbled upon
Anybody,
a simple mindset
if can you
shift
fund grill
that
for your
changed
gods
everything.
Or escape the cycle.
It's not about
we
some
have to
hack
understand
for fleeting
what it looks
inspiration.
and feels like.
It's not about finding
It's
that
wave
one
of anxiety
perfect
on the Monday
motivational
morning
speech
when you open
that
your
will
laptop
fix your
to
life
a mountain
forever.
of emails and a vague,
It's about
intimidating
building
to-do
a
list.
sustainable,
He feels as a
powerful,
regularly
and
article,
self-generating
are the
source of
service
internal
and the world
drive.
are the best in the
It's the difference between trying to
But
catch
if you
lightning in a
involved
bottle
first an email
and
done,
building
it
your
doesn't
own
make
power
you
plant.
the issues who
And
probably
in this video,
after see.
I'm going to share with
Acceptable
you
too, where
exactly
even
what that
after the
is
emails
and
for
how you can
ex-president and the
start
raising
building it
are
for
about
yourself
prosecali.
today.
Or everywhere called
Section
it and
1,
older if you done.
The great
It's good that they're looking
motivation lie.
terrible, so you stop
Does this sound
and
familiar?
not an entire to end
You've
up.
got a goal.
You start
a
down
big
like
one.
act down, stake
Maybe
one
you want to
sing
start
for
a
the raid.
business, get in
Another
the
range
best
place.
shape of your life,
This is all
write
of these
a book,
ontology in
or
between
learn a
this
new
feel,
skill.
key,
You're
master
excited
board,
about it.
and the same
You can
ontology
almost
X place.
taste the victory.
But it's
So you wait. You wait for that perfect jolt of motivation to strike. You tell yourself, once I feel ready, once I feel inspired, then I'll start. So you spend your time preparing. You watch videos, you read articles, you listen to podcasts, all designed to pump you up. You're basically hunting for a magical feeling. But that feeling is slippery. It comes, but it vanishes just as quickly. You might get a huge surge of energy after watching a powerful video, and you'll work for a few hours, feeling incredible. But when you wake up the next morning, that feeling is gone. The energy has just evaporated, and you're left back at square one, feeling even worse than before because now a little bit of guilt has crept in. You had the momentum, and you lost it. This is the motivation trap, and it's a vicious cycle. We treat motivation like this mystical force we have no control over. We wait for it to arrive like a guest, and if it doesn't show up, we figure we can't do anything. The frustration of knowing what you could be doing versus what you're actually doing creates this deep sense of unease. It makes you feel unreliable, even to yourself. You start to doubt your own ability to follow through. You feel stuck, running on a hamster wheel of good intentions and zero results. And the worst part?
The flawed mindset we're all taught. The fundamental flaw in our thinking is this belief that motivation has to come before the action. We have this formula drilled into our heads. Motivation leads to action, which leads to results. First, you have to feel good, then you can do the work, and then you'll get what you want. It seems logical, right? It's definitely intuitive. But it's the single biggest reason most of us stay stuck. Relying on this model is like trying to power your entire life on sugar rushes. Inspiration is a feeling. It's an emotion, and like all emotions, it's temporary and unpredictable. It's a fantastic starter, but it's a terrible sustainer. You can't schedule inspiration to arrive at 9 a.m. every Monday. You can't summon a wave of passion just because your calendar says it's time to work on your big project. When you operate this way, you're giving all your power away to your fleeting moment-to-moment feelings. Your progress, your goals, your very future become hostages to your mood. And your mood can be affected by anything. How well you slept, a comment someone made, or even the weather. It's an incredibly fragile system to build your dreams on. You wouldn't build a house on a foundation of sand. So why are we trying to build our lives on a foundation of fleeting emotions? The truth is, you've been sold a lie. The lie is that you need to feel like it before you can do it. The reality, the one that successful and consistent people understand, is the exact opposite. The shift. Action creates motivation. This is the core of the shift. This is the idea that will change everything for you, if you let it. Stop thinking that motivation is the cause of action. Instead, understand this one powerful truth. Action is the cause of motivation. Let me say that again. Action creates motivation. The old broken model is motivation, action, results. The new effective model is action, motivation, more action. It's a loop, a positive feedback loop. Motivation isn't the spark that starts the fire. It's the heat that comes from the fire, which then allows you to add more logs. Think of it like a car with a dead battery on a cold morning. You can sit in the driver's seat all day wishing for the engine to start. You can visualize the car driving down the road. But nothing is going to happen. You have to take an action. You need to get out the jumper cables and connect them. That initial action is a hassle. It's annoying. It's not fun. But it's the only thing that will work. Once you take that small action and the engine turns over, something amazing happens. The car's alternator starts running and it begins to recharge its own battery. That initial, often difficult action is your jumper cables. It kick-starts the process. And once you start, momentum itself generates the very feeling of motivation you were waiting for in the first place. You do one small thing, you check it off your list. You get a tiny hit of dopamine, a feeling of accomplishment. Your brain says, "Oh, that felt good. Let's do another." And suddenly, you feel motivated. You've created your own energy. The secret to making this work is to make the initial action almost laughably small. The goal isn't to complete the huge task. The goal is simply to start. A great tool for this is the 2-minute rule. Whatever your goal is, shrink it down to something that takes less than 2 minutes. Read more becomes read 1 page. Get in shape becomes put on my running shoes and walk out the door. Write a book becomes open the document and write 1 sentence. Anyone can read 1 page. Anyone can write 1 sentence. This isn't about the result of that single action. It's about the identity you're building. When you write 1 sentence, you're casting a vote for your new identity. I am a writer. When you put on your running shoes, you're casting a vote for being an active person. You are proving to yourself through small, undeniable actions that you are the type of person who shows up. By the way, if this idea is starting to click for you and you're getting some value from this, do me a favor and hit that like button. It's a huge help and lets me know you want more content that breaks down these big ideas into practical steps. Section 4. Building your internal motivation engine. Stop fixating on the destination and fall in love with the journey. An outcome goal is something like, I want to lose 20 pounds. That's a fine target, but you only feel successful at the very end. A process goal, on the other hand, is, I will go for a 20-minute walk every day. You have 100% control over that. And each day you complete your walk, you win. You get that little jolt of success, that little hit of self-generated motivation. And make sure you celebrate these small process wins. Acknowledge them. Every time you complete your 2-minute action or your process goal, take 1 second to consciously tell yourself, I did it. I showed up. This simple act of reflection reinforces that positive feedback loop. It trains your brain to associate action with reward, making it even easier to start the next time. This isn't about one heroic effort. It's about the quiet, unseen power of showing up, day after day, especially on the days you don't feel like it. That is where real, lasting motivation is forged. For years, I waited to be struck by lightning. I waited for inspiration to find me, and I felt like a failure when it didn't. The greatest shift in my life came when I realized I had it all backward. You don't need to find motivation. You need to create it.
It's not some magical force outside of you. It's a biological response that happens inside of you as a direct result of your actions. The feeling of drive and passion doesn't come before the work. It comes from the work. Stop waiting to feel good to get started. Start so you can feel good. The power has been inside you all along, not in your fleeting feelings, but in your capacity to take one small, simple action. Right now, you have the ability to jumpstart your own engine. You have the power to shape your future, and it all begins with the very next thing you do. So, my question for you is this. What is the one small 2-minute action you're going to take today to start building your motivation engine? What is your first step? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single one, and I want to know what you're committing to. Your journey starts with that one small action. Go take it.